Hey everyone, I just wanted to chime in very quickly on the inauguration, which is taking place today in Washington, D.C., where I live. The oath swearing ceremony, of course, is done, as you all know. And at the time of my recording this right now, I just left my computer, not my computer, my TV screen. Donald Trump is in Emancipation Hall speaking to his supporters. And the only thing I thought of when I was watching that is, what was that? What was that? What is this? I just felt, I don't even know, I'm processing so many things in real time right now. Like, there are things in his speech that he spoke about, and I'm going to mention some of those things that I agreed with. And there are things that I just felt were so undignified for me. So as I'm watching, Barack Obama, former President Barack Obama was there along with George W. Bush. The former presidents were there. The living former presidents, and former Vice President Pence was there as well. Both Pence and Obama came without their wives, as we've been reporting these past few days. We knew that they would not be coming. But, in a previous video, I said that I was just so happy and so pleased to see those gentlemen being gentlemen and putting their differences aside and still trying to do the honorable thing for the country. And as I'm watching Donald Trump in his 30-minute speech addressing what he plans to do, I just felt there were portions of it that were just undignified. There just was not the time or the place to do this. And my thoughts were even cemented or confirmed even further when he went to Emancipation Hall to address his supporters. And what was just, I didn't know what it was. It was a way to say thank you to his supporters, but it was just a very, at sometimes nonsensical rambling. And you could see J.D. Vance standing in the back, and there are others who are standing uncomfortably in the back. As you could tell in their minds, you could see they're saying like hurry it along. The audience that was applauding at the beginning, you could tell that they started to get a bit weary by his pronouncements throughout. And there were things that he said that I just thought were so inappropriate given the occasion, so incredibly inappropriate. Let me talk very quickly about what he said in his second inaugural address. As you know, he was the 45th president and now the 47th president. 2 terms he's now serving, non-consecutive. So let me just jump right into some of these things. I don't think I'm going to put the video, maybe I will, inside this thing, because I'm still trying to watch and process a lot of these things in real time. So one of the things that he said is that America is going to be the envy of the world and that it would not be taken advantage of. Very strong statements coming from the now new president, newly confirmed president. And he said the golden age of America begins right now. He said from this day forward, our country will flourish. Now, in his inaugural address, he said a number of things, one of which really caught my attention. He said he would sign a series of executive orders that focus on immigration and, of course, the economy. And he said he would, and these are things that he promised on the campaign trail as well, that he would declare a national emergency at our southern border, putting a stop to immigration and deporting criminal immigrants. And I'm just looking at my notes down here. If you see me looking down, he said, we will do it at a level nobody has ever done before. He said he would also declare a national energy emergency. He would rescind the Green New Deal and the electric vehicle mandate and create an external revenue service to level tariffs against other countries' goods. I wonder how that's going to play out, because that could be, there's a potential for that to be rife with corruption and abuse. So we're definitely going to see how that works out. He says his top priority will be to create a nation that is proud, prosperous, and free. And he said he's going to also, and I think this is going to be something that a lot of content creators are going to be talking about, and of course the news, and of course a lot of activists in the coming days. He said that he would make it a U.S. policy that there are only 2 genders, male and female. But I do wonder what the implications will be from doing that, as making that a U.S. policy. I thought it was really dignified. I saw he and Joe Biden, now former prime minister, now former president of the United States, Joe Biden. They shook hands, they exchanged some words in the rotunda, and Joe, kept it very diplomatic, and Trump did as well in that vein. But it was just certain things that he was going on about inside of his speech that I just felt like it just was not the time. It just was not the time. Like I really said in a previous video that I want America to move forward, to be on one accord if we can, and not be all this infighting and this foolishness. I'm just as a now voter and a now US citizen, I'm just tired of it. Honestly, I am. And that really, the moment in his speech didn't really put me over the edge so much as him going inside the Emancipation Hall did, because it just was a rambling, nonsensical, petty mess. It was just a mess. And I urge and encourage you all to watch when the news outlets start replaying it. I don't know what anybody's going to say. I don't watch to hear other people's assessment because I don't want that to taint what I personally feel. But the feeling that I had watching the inauguration, and I was just like, okay, this is going along smoothly. Everybody's being civil towards one another. It just sort of was shattered when I saw Donald Trump making certain pronouncements, and of course going into the Emancipation Hall and just getting it was just nonsensical. And I think anybody who watched it with a degree of objectivity would agree with that. No matter if you love him, no matter if you hate him, like I've said on this channel 1,000,001 times before, and I hope you all would understand this, that when Donald Trump does something great, I'm going to definitely applaud him for doing something great. And when he does things that I absolutely hate, or I think are nonsensical, or I think are petty or beneath the office of the president of the United States, I'm definitely going to call him out on that. And I know some of you will be offended by it, but the reality is it was petty and it was just beneath the office. So I would certainly invite you all, yes, watch the speech again and watch the videos from the inauguration, but really watch that Emancipation Hall video and tell me if you thought it made perfect sense. Tell me if you thought it was appropriate. If you do, and if you watched it and you do, please drop your comments down below. But I did not like it one bit. So I hope and pray that there are people in his administration that could kind of say, hey, listen, you did that in Emancipation Hall. You did this in the speech, and maybe some of them co-signed it. Who knows? But I hope there are some level-headed people who are there to say, hold off on this. Because let me tell you something. There are people who already did not want Donald Trump in office. He's there. He's leader of this country. But if you're going to sow these seeds of division moving forward, it's going to be problematic for the administration. It really is. So I hope that there is somebody with a level head in his administration who can tell him, just learn how to make the speech and just walk away without getting into this rambling. Because when you go off the cuff, it does not augur well. You know, and as I was watching, it was almost like a split screen of Donald Trump with JD Vance standing in behind him, looking kind of like, oh gosh, like stop. We have some goodwill. Stop right here. Stop. Like his whole face was just giving it away. To see that, and then the split screen of Joe Biden and Dr. Joe Biden getting on their chopper to do another final tour, like a spin around Washington D.C. It was, to be honest with you, it was like undignified and dignified. I was looking at two separate worlds in that moment. I was watching somebody who just officially became president, just acting like a toddler, acting very childish in that moment. And I watched someone, an elderly man, you know, after serving this country for so many years, just kind of going off quietly into the sunset. And it was a sharp difference between the two of them in that moment. So I really, again, hope that Donald Trump will just do what he said he was going to do, the things that the people who voted for him wanted him to do those things, and just try to keep it dignified. I'm not saying that he has to be, what's the word I'm looking for? He doesn't have to be docile. I certainly wouldn't, that's not even, it seems like to be his temperament. I don't expect him to be docile, but I certainly want him to be more dignified this time around. Just more dignified. I'm not going to put the video in because I just want to get this out, and this has already gone longer than I needed to. And maybe, you know, later on I'm going to watch some more TV and see what else is happening. But that just really, I don't know why that just did something to me in the moment, and I didn't like it. I did not like it. It's freezing here in DC. So again, it was great that they put the swearing in ceremony inside of the rotunda. Yesterday it was like freezing, lots of snow. And so I'm glad that they were at least inside, and maybe that's something they should do moving forward, because Januaries are so unpredictable around here in DC. But drop your comments down below and let me know what you think. And I know already that a lot of people are going to be upset about this, my assessment, but I would sincerely urge you to not just react so quickly, but to take the time, because some of you probably didn't even watch the inauguration, or you probably haven't even watched, I keep looking over here at my notes because I have to remember where he was in the Emancipation Hall. You didn't watch his speech to his supporters. It felt like a rally, by the way. It felt like a Trump rally. Some of you probably didn't even watch it. And you have to be, ladies and gentlemen, big enough to say, okay, I'm a so-and-so supporter. I love so-and-so. But yeah, you're right. So-and-so did wrong. You cannot, it cannot be where someone is just infallible. No one is infallible. And if we could sit here as adults and call out Kamala Harris when she's misbehaving, call out Joe Biden when he's misbehaving, call out Barack Obama when he's misbehaving, which I've done on this channel, then we must be able to call out Donald Trump when he's misbehaving or when he is acting very childish, which he did. Drop your comments down below. I'm going back to watch some more. I'm not even leaving this house today because it is freezing. So I'll see you guys in my next video. I want to hear from you guys. I'll talk to you later.